All right, so Scorpio ascendant people. This video is about people that have Scorpio rising, Scorpio ascendant, Scorpio in the first house, or even Pluto in the first house. So, what do we have here? When you have a Scorpio ascendant, that means that you also have, pardon me, that means that you also have Libra in the 12th house. So, to me, the ascendant sign sometimes it's just my own personal observation. It's like because you have Libra in the 12th house, it's like it's almost like a past life. You were very sort of balanced and giving of yourself. And so now that resides in your consciousness. And so and nowadays in your, I mean, not your consciousness, your subconsciousness. So now, as your conscious self, you don't want to be so balanced. You want to deal with more chaos energy. So Scorpio is like a fixed chaos energy, in my opinion. So with a Scorpio ascendant, it's about chaos. It's about power. It's about sex. It's about control. It's about transformation. It's about life or death. It's about other people's possessions. But when it comes into the first house as your personality, this makes you a very it makes you a very serious person. It makes you it makes your personality goes through a lot of transformations. You you go through a lot of transformations in your personal life. Now let's go back to, like, let's say the personality. What kind of transformations do you go through here? I would say people might even come up to you and or you kind of burn bridges with people just because you changed on them. Like you make a lot of changes in your personal life and with your personality, and that can rub people the wrong way. I guess, yeah, that goes hand in hand with the personal life. If you train changing a lot and people not wanting to accept it, but that's just your nature. It's like you're constantly molting with Scorpio here. Scorpio in the first house makes you it makes you a very attractive person in terms of people are drawn to you, but they know why though. They know why. Whereas because I'm a Sag ascendant. Not to I'm gonna go back to Scorpio, but I'm just trying to compare it, right? So because I have Scorpio in the 12th house, so people can be drawn to a Sag ascendant but not know why. But people will be drawn to a Scorpio ascendant, but they'll know exactly why. So they probably will like you or dislike you right off the bat because of what energy you're putting off. You're putting off that plutonic energy, that real deep sexual, hypnotic type energy. But it's people know it though. It's not really. It's it's uh, it's an obvious thing. That's what you're doing. That's the energy you're carrying. It's not like, whereas with somebody else who has Scorpio in a hidden house like the 12th house, like me, they won't really know what it is. I'll be more of an enigma with as to why somebody will be drawn to me. So now let's get into the houses. So in the second house for Scorpio ascendants, we have Sagittarius. So when it comes to your ability to survive, your possessions, how you feel you receive nourishment, you attach wisdom and philosophy to that. So a lot of times, and fire doesn't like to be in the earth houses. So having a Scorpio ascendant, it kind of all the ascendants really that other than fire, it kind of throws the houses out of whack or out of their nature. So fire doesn't really like to be in the earth houses. So having a Sagittarius ascendant here, Sagittarius energy in the second house, you kind of throw meanings and reasonings onto your own survival, which in a way, I guess you probably get wisdom from from the things that you need to survive, but at the same time, it's kind of like it's spread out fire, so it's not really sometimes there's like a, sometimes you might choose your wisdom over your survival. Sometimes you might choose a spirituality over survival. And I think that's something that Scorpio ascendants might have to learn is you know, sometimes you might be too far out, trying to be too deep, trying to be too just too deep with certain things. And certain things are just like, it is what it is, and you just need to bring more practicality there. I'm not saying Sagittarius here is a bad, really bad. It's just not where it normally would like to be. What else? What I was gonna say? Sagittarius here is like, you like to you might find security in travel. You might traveling, moving around, exploring, expanding your mind gives you security of some sort, which you see, on one hand, I could see how that would be a good thing, because maybe you're using this wisdom, and you're using your ability to travel and gain wisdom to apply that in other areas of your life in which you gain security. But you see how it's like a second-hand energy. It's not like the first thing. Whereas somebody with an Earth sign in the second house, they just do the thing that's necessary for that security. Like if it was a Capricorn, for instance, me, I find a way for me to be mobile and work for me to be secure. If it's Taurus, they find a way for them to consistently work at something for them to be secure. If it's Virgo, almost same thing as Capricorn. They're trying to be mobile and gain all information possible on a subject so that they can be secure. Whereas Sagittarius is more like a wisdom. It's more like a happy-go-lucky thing. But yeah, so let's go to Scorpio. Okay, let's see. Let's go to the third house. So in third house, you have Capricorn. Capricorn in the third house, in your surroundings, people might think of you as kind of cold and detached. Not just cold and detached, more, I guess, in your surroundings, people might think you're always trying to teach them about business, or everything has to be about business with you. Business over bullshit, really, with Capricorn in the third house. And this is how people perceive you in your neighborhood or your siblings. They probably perceive you as a type of person that's always trying to create a business, or employ them in some manner, or give them some kind of wisdom off of, on how to be their own boss, really. So and people probably see you as an entrepreneur. People probably see you as somebody that is eventually going to become their own boss. People probably see you as your own boss right now, with Capricorn in the third house. Capricorn in the third house, I'd say, what else? This is a Gemini energy. You're probably really good. Actually, with Capricorn in the third house, you're probably really good at creating businesses. Probably really good at breaking them down, understanding them inside out. You're probably really good at you're this is a very entrepreneurial energy to have Capricorn in the third house. So, because third house is all about communication, salesmanship, and everything. And so you put Capricorn energy here, you know, that's the boss, that's the business mogul. So you know that's a very entrepreneurial energy. So there's that. So now we have Aquarius in the fourth house. So when you have Aquarius in the fourth house, you are yeah, that's a very cold environment to be in. There's no real emotional thing for you to attach to. So this makes you feel lonely in your household. You might have grown up and felt lonely or detached, and you might have grown up feeling like you didn't get enough nourishment. You might have grown up feeling like you was the most unique individual in your house, like it was very different from your siblings. Either you was more intelligent than them, or you were just out there spiritually. Something about you was really unique and different, not just from your siblings, but your family in general. You just felt different from them. They might have treated you different, but the general idea of it is that you didn't get as much nourishment and loving, that warmth energy, that Leo type of energy. You didn't get it. You probably didn't get that in the fourth house with Aquarius there. But it makes you, and as a result, maybe you went to organizations, different organizations to find that. Maybe you went to a church to get that. Maybe you joined clubs to get that. Because if you couldn't get it from your personal house, Aquarius is still like an organization, group type of energy. So you probably went somewhere else to get that loving connection that you couldn't get at home. So let's see. So Pisces in the fifth house. With Pisces in the fifth house, you connect spirituality and philosophy to your entertainment. So, or not just that, you can watch a show and break it down. You could watch something and really break that shit down and really see the different hidden meanings behind it. Pisces in the fifth house, that makes you very romantic as well. So Scorpio ascendant people are very romantic, very dreamy when it comes to romance. When they're having fun, if somebody can make them have fun, or strikes a chord of that inner child within them, oh, they'll fall in love immediately. Whatever can tap into that inner child for you, Scorpio ascendant, you're gonna fall in love. That person can tap into your inner child real easily, whether that's through a smile or just their behavior. You know, you're gonna like them a lot. If it's not romantic, you're just gonna really like this individual to be around you, and it's always gonna feel like you're in your childhood again. Let's see what else. Pisces in the fourth house. The Pisces in the fifth house. You could be very creative too. You could be an artist on some level, because Pisces is a very creative sign, dreamy sign. But if not, you could just appreciate the arts very much, and you get lost in it. You can get lost in the arts. You can get lost in romanticism. You can get lost in games, video games. You can get lost in a lot of things, really. So, all right. So Aries in the sixth house. With Aries in the sixth house is all about your health, your daily routines. It's the Virgo house. It's about your work life as well. So with Aries in the fifth house, you're very passionate about work. You're very passionate about your daily routine. You're very quick to act on these things. At your job, you was probably never the one to be called slow. You was probably the one that was actually very fast and efficient at your job. And you probably got a lot of promotions because of it, because you always got the job done, and you got it done quickly. You probably was better than a lot of people at your job because you was the first one. You pioneered, probably did things that was different. But I'd say with your routine, because Scorpio ascendant is a very fixed ascendant. So with your routine, with Aries here, you're very selfish with your routine. You don't want your routine. You don't want people changing that. It's very difficult for you to change your routine for other people. What you do on a daily basis, I don't know if you meditate, if you watch a certain show at a certain time, and this and that, you is not really willing to change that for somebody. So because it's your routine, it's unique to you. When it comes to Aries in the fifth house, let's see, health. You might wanna watch out with overthinking, because it has Aries deals with the head and the ears and just like the face area. Try not to overthink. What else? Might have had acne growing up. Let's see. But I think overall, Aries in the sixth house makes you just really passionate about your daily routines, and really passionate about your health, and passionate about reality. Passionate about reality as well. You don't want somebody trying to pull the wolves over your eyes. Um, let's see, what's the next sign? So Aries in the 6th. Let's go to Taurus in the 7th house. So Taurus in the 7th house, you need, the type of lover that you need is somebody that's stable, obviously. Somebody that's going to be there all the time. That Michael Jackson song, I'll be there. That's the song for Scorpio ascendants. They need somebody that's really loyal, because Scorpio ascendants are extremely loyal as well. It's a different type of loyalty than Taurus, but it's still loyal regardless. All the fixed signs are loyal. So you need somebody that's loyal. You need somebody that can take your chaotic energy and your chaotic changes to your personality and can make sense out of that. And it can just be the rock and just be like, look, girl, look, man. Let's just say I'm the man in your life. Look, lady, you acting crazy, but I got you. Let's say I'm the female in another dude's life, right? The female would be like, look, dude, you be acting crazy, but I got you. You riding till the wheels fall off. This is what Scorpio ascendants want in the 7th house. They want a ride or die type person, but not just that. Somebody that's secure in their financial life, that is just that's extremely practical, slow moving, and has patience. That's somebody that isn't patient is gonna really, really, really throw you off. You're not gonna like somebody that's not patient. Somebody that's trying to rush into your life romantically or into a partnership with you, friendship, whatever. You not like I don't make friends that fast. Like, you can't immediately become my friend. Like, even if you give off that energy of somebody friendly, like, at the end of the day, you don't have that many friends. Or if you do, at the end of the day, they probably could be cut off real easy. So it takes a lot. It takes that real Taurus energy, that constant, monotonous energy for them to become your partner, for them to even prove themselves to be a worthy partner, friend, whatever. And that's what you like. What the turnoffs for this would be: somebody that's just the opposite, somebody that's chaotic. You're not gonna really want somebody like that in your life. That's not really what's gonna really bring you happiness. What's gonna bring you happiness is somebody that's really balanced and stable. So Gemini in the 8th house. Gemini in the 8th house for Scorpio ascendants. This could make you very, when it comes to sex, this can make you a very, you're very interesting, I guess. The Scorpio ascendant people are very, I guess what you could call this the, in a way, it could be nymphos. It could be nymphos. It could be Scorpio ascendant people could be into some stuff that you ain't know that they was in, because Gemini is the double sign. It's like the twin. So what they show you is probably not what you're getting. Or if they might seem super sexual, but might not be that at all. Like, when you get into bed with them, they probably really prude. They kind of like don't even know what they're doing. You're like, what the hell? I thought this girl was a freak. Or what the hell? I thought this dude had it all. He ain't even really that. Or on the opposite, they're really, put together, tied up. What's it called? Those Muslim girls all dressed up, cloak, face covered, and everything. And when you get in bed, man, they lady in the streets and freak in the bed. So, what else? Gemini in the 8th house. I guess when it comes to people's possessions, you might gain possessions through your communication, through the way you talk. You can talk somebody into giving you something. You can talk their pants off, basically. Your ability to communicate and analyze people, size them up, is what enables you to receive things from people. It's not, I'm not saying you're a manipulator, but you probably had a gift of gab when it comes to another person's possessions. What else was I gonna say? You might receive possessions from your younger siblings. Might provide you with possessions as well. Might give you things that you really needed, um, like a large amount of money coming from your younger sibling somewhere. Somehow your younger sibling holds you down somehow, whether it's paying your rent, some way they got you because they well off in some way. They hit the jackpot and they're helping you out. Um, so what else? Gemini in the eighth house. What turns a Scorpio ascendant on really is a connection of the mind, not just the physical body too. That's another thing. It's kind of like they're very mental. So if you can mentally fuck them, you got them wrapped around your finger really. So um, conversations, deep conversations, is what really makes these people attracted to you. So, but it's not, eighth house is not only about sex. I'm just bringing it up because I'm trying to be more realistic with people, but because that's normally the energies that people are dealing with anyway. But it's really about transformation. Like let's say your younger siblings can aid you in transforming your life somehow. Being around your younger siblings can transform you. Being the way somebody speaks can transform you. The way you speak can transform you. The way you communicate can transform you. The way somebody else communicates can transform you. So, all right. So I'd say that's enough on that one. Let's see. Gemini eighth house, Cancer in the ninth house. So Cancer in the ninth house, you get a lot of wisdom from your mother. You get a lot of wisdom from your homeland. Whenever you go home, whenever you travel to your homeland or your house where you grew up, for some reason, this is like your safe haven. This is like where you feel like you recharge and you just feel like you probably make a lot of trips to home with Cancer in the ninth house. The, your your relatives probably really love you. You probably when you go when you travel to your home, if because more than likely you probably ain't living home, but if you are, or you probably have a home away from home that when you ever you go there, you are you find a lot of love there, a lot of nourishment there. You might have a grandma that you travel to, and you know this person nourishes you and gives you a whole lot of wisdom, or it's just somehow, some way you travel somewhere, and you can find a lot of nourishment there. You probably have a lot of you probably gain a lot of nourishment from your culture, what you grew up in. You gain a lot of wisdom and nourishment from that nourishes your soul. When you travel, you want to feel comfortable. You don't you are the type of person that travels in comfort. You know, change of plans, this and that stuff really gives you an anxiety. You don't want to have to think on your feet when it comes to travel. You want everything to be set, and you want it's like you need these certain items to bring you comfort on your travel. In terms of your higher learning with Cancer here, you're more focused on the home when it comes to your higher learning. You're more focused on nourishing people when it comes to your higher learning. You can kind of be like very motherly type of figure for people. The wisdom, the way you give wisdom, the way you teach people is in a very motherly like way. You probably had somebody do this for you too, a mother type figure who sat you down and gave you a whole lot of wisdom, which I already kind of said that. But that's how you show your wisdom, and you're very emotionally attached to the knowledge that you get, and you can probably, like, if you get in an argument, you can get flustered sometimes, probably stutter, because it's just something, it pulls at your heartstrings. The philosophy and wisdom that you gain, the knowledge that you gain, it really pulls at your heartstrings, and you don't want to be wrong because of that, because it's a very sensitive topic to you. All right, so let's go to the 10th house in Leo. So when it comes to you rising to the top, your status in life, you wanna go all out. You wanna show off. You want to be the most beautiful. You want to be the most handsome. You want to, when it's time for you, like in your regular life, you might dress up kind of like I am, with just a regular baseball cap, a hoodie, whatever, just chilling. Nothing special. But when you go out and you going for that job, or you are, when you got that business and how you promote yourself, man, you look fly. You look clean, you look well put together, and you look like people can't take their eyes off of you. You become center stage when this happens. Like you become a god or a goddess in front of everybody when it's time for you to rise to the top. You need that attention. That attention is what fuels you to want to remain. Because Scorpio ascendant is all about power. It's Pluto energy. So you want that power. You love the power of the attention that people give you. You really love that, and you might even try to deny it, but that's your bread and butter. That's what you need, is attention from other people. You need people to recognize you. You need people to be focused on you, especially when it comes to your status. You need people to admire your new car. You need people to admire just your status in life, where you at. You need people, and when you don't have that, you don't feel comfortable. You feel very out of place, and your self-esteem is really low when you can't be that center of attention and can't be that individual that's admired in those areas of your life. Some people might think of you as an arrogant individual in your not just arrogant but prideful individual in your status. Somebody might see you in your business and think that person's really prideful and arrogant, or somebody might see you and think, oh my gosh, this person is just a ball of light, a ball of joy. When I walk in there, it's just like sunshine and no clouds. So let's go to the 11th house. So the 11th house, you have Virgo. So your best friends can be Virgo. That's one. Some of the best friends you ever had can be a Virgo. And if not that, sorry, how you deal with groups and organizations is you're very mobile and fixed when it comes to groups and organizations. You're when the groups of people, whenever you join a group, they perceive you as an individual that has a lot of information all the time. And not just information, very practical and useful information. Like you could help out your friends, big groups of friends. Whenever you're there, you're the one that's like fixing certain things on them, or like let's say they have a show, you're the one that's like kind of fixing their shirt and this and that, because you see that you analyze things. You're also here. You might be into fitness. You might join big groups of fitness groups. I mean, fitness clubs, and be like a part of that. Be like the type of person that wants to be known for being in those fitness clubs, and being the head of those things. So let's go to the 12th house. So this is the last house. You got a Libra here. So with Libra in the 12th house, your subconscious nature is very balanced. It's very balanced, but that doesn't mean that it can become imbalanced. But it for the most part, it should be balanced. Subconsciously, you're kind of a pushover. Subconsciously, there might be times in your life where you kind of become a pushover, and you hate that, because with a Scorpio ascendant, you want to be strong. That's why you want to present yourself, and that's how you see yourself, is as somebody really strong and forceful. But in your subconscious mind, you're kind of a pushover, and you want everything to be harmonious. So you battle with that. You battle with wanting things to be harmonious, or wanting to be a strong-minded individual. You tend to try to be harmonious for the most part, because it's your subconscious mind. So you tend to fall back into that again. Whereas I have a Scorpio in the I got Scorpio in the 12th house. So it's like, because I have a Sagittarius ascendant, so it's right after you. So it's subconsciously I I become more more strong-headed, more controlling, and I might not know it. So like my conscious self can be very just chill, relaxed, and free flowing. Spread fire, very lighthearted. But my subconscious self can be very controlling, very dominating, very forceful. So now back to Libra in the 12th house. So subconsciously, you can be really passive. You believe in spiritual balance. Balance. Having spiritual balance is very important to you. Um, Spiritually speaking, you have to for you, spirituality, you need to understand it logically first before you can understand it emotionally and express it and then practicalize it. You have to understand it logically first. You really have to read a lot of books. You might have to read a lot of books about the subconscious mind to get it. It's probably not that easy for you to tap into that energy emotionally. Whereas me, I have Scorpio in the 12th house. It's more of an emotional thing. I can just get into it emotionally. I don't even got to read a book really. I just understand it intuitively through my emotions. But you probably more than likely, because it's an air sign, you got to learn through it logically first for you to really activate it. But yeah, also subconsciously, you're probably very creative. Subconsciously, your subconscious mind needs not to be in chaos. So don't put yourself in chaos. Do your best to remain in a balanced state of mind. That's very, very important for Libra, people with Libra in the 12th house. You need to have balance when it comes to your illusions, balance when it comes to, your spirituality. Very, very important. Don't lose control. So that's Scorpio ascendant. I hope you guys like the video.